Hi, this is Lori and Marty, that sports couple, and today is September 27th, 2024. And today is a special day in our lives. Today is the 32nd anniversary of our first date. And yes, this young fella took me to, you ready? A Saints game.
I wonder how many men remember their anniversary of their first date.
You don't have a choice because I remind you every
Good
year.
point, because I would have had no idea if you wouldn't have.
Girls
Been on-
remember this.
If it wouldn't have been
stuff.
on Facebook this morning, I had. Okay.
This is true. So I knew this guy. I met this guy in a bar, Legends. He was on the Legends softball team. Fellow sports writer Bill Bumgarner kept trying to push us together. And every time I'd show up at Legends, he'd go, "Marty with the party's here." And I go, "Who?" But we like to dance together. And then we kind of started talking a little bit. And then he asked me to go to a Saints game. But my mom had season tickets and she had already asked me to go with her, or so I thought. And I told him no. And then I came back and my mom said, "I'm going to take my friend Linda to the game this week." And I was like, well, now I'm out of luck. So I told him, "Hey, if you still want to take me to that game, I'm free."
We only had one problem. I got the tickets given to me. I sold them. So here she was. She was going to the game, so it was a mute deal. We weren't going to have anything happen. And she calls me back and says, "Well, yeah, I'll go to the game with you." I'm like, "Okay, sure, no problem." So I had to go to the person. It was my secretary at the time, Jeannie Araby, who had the tickets, and I said, "Look, I know I told you could have the tickets, but I need it back." She laughed at me, which she did a lot of because we were very close. And she laughed at me and said, "Sure," and gave it back. And we went with the people who had the tickets, Ronnie and Marianne Schindler from Destrehan. And so we decided we'd go to the game together.
That was fun. We went to Copeland's for dinner first. I don't remember what you ordered, or I ordered. Well, I probably ordered shrimp delicious because that was my favorite dish. And then we went to the game. And I remember as we got to the Superdome and the crowd outside started kind of getting a little thick and a little more people, I just kind of slipped my hand in his arm like this. And it was like, you know how when you plug your phone into the charger and it goes ding? It was that. It was like all of a sudden I just felt something for this dude that I didn't really want to go out with in the first place. Because he was divorced with 2 kids. And my mom said, "You don't want a man with 2 kids." But anyway. So.
And it's funny because I got the same feeling at the same time. And it was like, when she did that, it was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And this,
That's
she
what
was
we do.
she was beautiful, and
Was.
and I was attracted to her, and right away, and I knew she was a sports writer. I knew she was a successful sports writer. So obviously, taking her to a sporting event was an easy out because I knew she'd enjoy it, and I could too. And then, anytime first dates can be strange because awkward moments.
I've been on many.
But if you're at a sporting event and you're watching the game and you're just kind of conversing back and forth, there is no awkward moments. So it was pretty special.
No, I don't think there was any awkward moments. And then at one point during the game, he was excusing himself to go to the men's room, and I said, "Bring me back some chocolate."
I said, "Would you like anything while I'm down there?" And she said, "Oh yeah, bring me back some chocolate." Okay.
It's a girl thing. You all get it.
So I go down there and I'm standing in the Superdome line and I realize I have no idea what kind of chocolate or candy that she
It
likes.
didn't matter.
And of course, Superdome prices,
Even back then,
even
were
back
outrageous.
then, were pretty bad. So I did what any normal man would do. I bought them all.
Bought one of everything, and he came back with Milk Duds and M&Ms, and I don't even know all kinds of stuff. And yeah, and gave it to me, and that won him some brownie points right there too.
And then and obviously the day was progressing well and things were going well. And then we realized that on the scoreboard back then, you used to be able to buy. Yeah, you used to be able to buy advertising. you know,
Messages.
messages on the scoreboard. And then we put them on between plays or during timeouts or whatever. And this guy kept coming on and putting his message.
He must have spent a small fortune buying signs for the Superdome. And his girlfriend, I remember all this part, his girlfriend was Linda. And each one was sappier than the last one. Like, Linda, I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. And Linda, Steve, then Linda, what a wonderful weekend we've had together, Steve. And finally, about the fourth quarter, we saw like the fourth or fifth sign. I went, Steve, get a life. And everybody in our little section kind of went, yeah, we know what you're talking about. And so, go ahead.
So we laughed, and, and then, the evening ended, and it was nice. And so I knew she was going back the next week
With my mom.
with her mom to see the next game. So I had talked to Ronnie, who those were his season tickets. So I said, look, I need you to do me a favor. And he said, what's that? I said, I need a sign on the scoreboard. He was like, those are expensive. I'm like, look,
Wasn't it like $150 or something like that?
Like $100.
Yeah.
And I said, look, I need you to do this for me. And he said, okay. And I said, so she goes to the game the next week, and she on the scoreboard appears.
Lori, I had a great time. Steve.
She looked at it.
And they send you a picture.
They send you a picture of it.
I have a picture. It's in our wedding
Yeah,
album.
we sent us a picture of it. So she looked at it and she said, you don't think. And then when she got home, she called me and she said, you didn't put a sign up. I said, oh, yeah.
Oh, and even my boss at the time, Tim, said, was that sign for you, Lori? I said, yes. Yes, it was.
So that was kind of how I made my first impression.
And it was a great first impression. And so, the rest is history. We started dating, and we were married December 17th, 1994, and the rest is history.
Pretty cool date. Pretty cool first date.
You chose well. All the chocolate they had.
All the chocolate they had. I figured out. Well, I got a second job. I didn't, to pay for it. All I do is umpire some games.
All right. Happy anniversary, darling.
Same to you, darling.
See, we love each other. Thank you for watching.
We love you.
And each other.